And yes, yeah, good evening, good day, everyone. Thank you so much for being patient to join us once again today. So, welcome to Female Ministers Even Thursday Live. My name is Amaka-Virtue Nathaniel. I am the convener of Female Ministers Haven, and it's such a privilege to have you here. And if it's your first time of joining us, please let us know in the comments that it is your first time. We love to welcome our first timers, especially. All right, so put it down in the comments and let us know it's your first time. And those that have always been with us every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, we deeply appreciate you. Welcome once again. And so, this is Female Ministers Even, and here in Female Ministers Even, we exist to um, mentor female ministers, refine, equip, and empower female ministers and women of impact and purpose. All right, we equip and mentor all of you as a woman, okay, to thrive in your calling, your family, and in your personal walk with God. So, welcome once again. Last week, we had a conversation on prophetic parenting in school season. And if you were part of us last week, we like to recognize you. Let us know in the comments. Can you remember anything that we talked about last week, Thursday? And can you share with those that were not here so that they can understand and be part of it? And so tonight's conversation is not just another live session, it is a destiny shaping one. So, when we talk about parenting, it is one of the greatest ministries anyone can ever step into. Parenting is one of the greatest ministries anyone can step into. So last week, Thursday, we had an enlightening conversation on prophetic parenting, and the network was very wonderful last week, so we couldn't finish up that session. So but today we are still continuing that conversation on parenting, and today we're talking about parenting in the 21st century. All right, so if you are still here, please share the link, spread the link, invite other parents. This is not just a women's session, it is parents, fathers, mothers being here, joining us, and being part of what is being done today. So please just do us a favor, share the link, invite someone to join, invite someone to be part of this conversation, ensure that you invite other parents to be part of today's session. Okay, so everyone that is just joining us tonight, we want to welcome you, and all our first timers. I'm saying it again, we welcome you especially to Female Ministers. Even it's a big family, and it is we are giving you a special warm welcome. All right, so we do not take your presence for granted. We just want to know that you are part of us and that you are going to share this link with others to join. So now let's talk about why this session is very critical. This session is very critical, and we have a guest. We have a guest, my special sister. You're going to meet her in a short while. So, parenting in the 21st century comes with unique challenges. Now, technology, shifting values, peer pressures, and cultural influences that sometimes clashes with our faith is now what we see in today's world of parenting. So, if we don't rise up with knowledge and intentionality and godly wisdom, the world will raise our children for us, and we cannot allow that. So, this is a call for us to begin to rise up and explore practical strategies. So, tonight, we're going to be exploring practical strategies, godly principles, and tested wisdom that will help us parent not with fear, yeah, but with vision and courage. So we are going to be bringing up our guests, and I'm so excited because I'm not doing this alone. Okay, so with me tonight is our guest, Mopelola Ogidiolu, and I hope I get to pronounce that. Okay, so we are going to be adding our guests right now to the live session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so our guest is up here, and it's such a privilege to have you join us tonight.
Good
Thank you
evening.
so much, sis. I celebrate you especially. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have not met Mope Lola before, today is a great opportunity to have her.
evening, Madam
Good
Amaka-Virtue.
evening. How was work today? How was
Fine.
work today? Sorry, I
Thank
need to take this off. All right,
you.
thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so good to have you. Mopelola Ogidiolu, she's one of a passionate voice that for godly and intentional parenting and family transformation. She is in the same parenting academy with me. We are being fed, anchored, guided, grounded, polished, equipped, and prepared by the same mentor in our parenting journey. And she's one person that I've had a close conversation with her. She's also a mother of twin like myself. Twin boys, twin girls mom.
Double,
So she
double.
has yes, double double. So she has a wonderful heart for raising children intentionally, and she's someone that is strong-willed. She's someone that is consistent. I mean, this woman is so consistent that sometimes I'll ask her, "How do you get to do all of this?" And so for some persons that used to ask me, so in fact, yesterday I had a section with somebody. This was asking me, "How do you do these parenting things? How are you?" It's like I'm lagging behind. It's like this one. I said, "Don't worry. Join the conversation today. You get to learn." So we are so honored to have you here tonight. Honestly, I know you're busy. You just came back from work few minutes ago, and here you are again seated. We have to juggle everything. We are honored to have you here tonight. And please, family, let's just do a special welcome to her,
Thank
to our guest tonight, so that she will not go and change. Oh Lord, you need to read this comment. Our guest is so beautiful. Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh, you think she's beautiful. Wait until you hear her. You will understand how beautiful she is. So
thank you.
sis, thank you so much for accepting to be here today. We deeply
Welcome.
appreciate you. We celebrate you. All right.
Thank you.
So tonight we're talking about parenting in the 21st century. So I'll just leave you up to just share with us on that conversation, and any aha moment, I will unmute myself and I'll shout. So permit
No
me.
one.
So you have the floor, sis. Thank you
Oh,
so much for joining us.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody joining me online. I don't know if I should. Have you prayed?
No,
Did you pray?
just go
Okay.
ahead.
So,
Pray.
thank
Yeah.
thank you so much. So, let's just have this moment of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this moment. Thank you because your word is present with us. Thank you for the work you have started in us, because you will bring it to a wonderful end. Thank you because
Amen.
the path of the righteous gets brighter and brighter until the glorious day. Father, Lord, we commit this session into your mighty hands. We ask, dear Lord, that you grant us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Above all,
Amen.
the word
Amen.
find expression in our hearts, O Lord, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
You Lord,
Amen.
in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So we are talking
Amen.
about
Amen.
parenting in the 21st century. And you know what? I did my own research, yeah. I know I have, because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, parenting in the 21st century, how do I go about it? I was like, wait a minute. You need to I'm always strategic. I read about it and I would give practical tips as we go on, yeah. And so there are three things I'm going to talk on. The first one is continuous learning. Continuous learning. I'm so happy that Madam Amaka-Virtue invited me over here. A brief short story about how I met Amaka. So we are from the same TIP, intentional parenting. Yeah. And I met her, the first time I met her is over a year ago. And first time I met her was September 21st, 2024. And she was wearing a ash TIP shirt. Yeah. Yeah. This. And she's very busy. Once she puts her hands on the plow, she's effective, she's resourceful and all that. And that was a way for us, as we call ourselves Lagos Yada, for us to connect. And so there were a lot of hugs. You just say, ah, coach one M. You will just come, hug the person, hug the person. And so we got like hugs overload. And see this lady, I'm just seeing her for the first time. And she just hugged me. Oh, and see my hair. Then I was wearing another wig with blonde wig. So she was like, then she just hugged me. And after she hugged me, the next she was like, I said, oh, my spiritual sister. She's the She just told me, Madam, I've not spoken to her. Nothing. And the next is like, Madam, have you considered writing a book? I don't know. You just have to consider it. And I'm like, what? What? You don't even know my name. We've not sat down to talk for 5 seconds. And next thing you're just tapping me and like, just consider it. You need to write a book. Yeah. And so, Amaka, I'm here telling you that yes, it's in the pipeline. Whoop whoop. We are there. Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear
Yeah.
that. I'm so glad to
But
hear
I needed
that.
to say
I'm
how
looking forward to having
connected.
it.
Yeah. So back to parenting, parenting in the 21st century. So we are looking at continuous learning. We are looking at adaptability. Adaptability comes in how to merge the different generations. Now our generation is different from the generation before us. It's different from the generation ahead of us. And the next one. Now, from this year, 2025 babies are known as better generation. So we've not people are still screaming Gen Z, Gen Z. Wait until you see what Gen Alpha got. Now, before you know it, we'll be talking Gen Alpha, Gen Alpha. What about Gen Beta? So adaptability, how we get to adjust. Now Gen Z is in our workspace. Before you know it, Gen Z would now be what we are experiencing. But if you have this adaptability skill, you'll be able to blend and flow. That's it. The next one is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a broad one. With emotional intelligence, you have self-awareness, you have identity. Now, if you ask me, what was the first question in the Bible? The first question in the Bible was, where are you? Who told you? So it has to do with identity. Do you know yourself? Because if you don't know, I'll be pitching in a lot of what Coach Wendy says. Yeah, because that's the same stream I and Madam Amaka we drink from. Coach Wendy would say that he who knows why is greater than he who knows how. I'll come again. He who knows why, if you are starting, there's a book titled Starting with Your Why. He who knows why is greater than he who knows how. So when you are looking at parenting in the 21st century, you need to start with why. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Madam Amaka, while I came home, I've already done connection tools. Alrighty. Oh yeah. After this, I'll go and do my journaling. Oh yeah. In my own cohort, what we are reading is parenting advantage. We need to be an advantage to our children. Yeah. Another one I was looking at is the identity of your child. How will you discover the identity of your child if you've not discovered yours? Our children look at us. What do we model before them? Our behavior, your words go far. How do you greet your children in the morning? Do you start with curses? Do you start with complaint? Do you start with comparison? What are your words modeled after? The Bible says that, I think it's Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, that says that let our words be seasoned with salt. When you speak and after you speak, I know that there's a verse that talks about correction and it is not palatable at that moment. But when you have left the person, what did you leave the person with? Did you leave the because earlier on, Madam Amaka was saying that are we parenting from fear or we are parenting from knowledge? If you are parenting from fear, you be like, hey, why? And you'll be panicking. That is not what we need in this century. Your children need wisdom. Sometimes my children, I'll just eavesdrop and hear them saying, Mommy gets it. Mommy understands. That's what they want. They want parents that understand their temperament. What's your temperament like? What's their temperament like? I kid you not. I am an introvert. It's hard for anybody to believe I'm an introvert. But I had an intentional father that worked on me, that would tell me, okay, give me a speech and look at the clock. If you cannot look at the audience, look at the clock and I will read. You know, communication in every relationship, communication matters. Coach Kunle Ologe, that's Coach Wendy's husband. Because of him, I read a book, at least a book every month on communication. You can't go far in life if you cannot communicate well. So we are communicating with our children, communicating with our spouse, communicating with everyone around us. How do you communicate? It matters a whole lot. Under emotional intelligence, we have self-awareness. Is your child aware of their emotions? Can they name it? Because one thing about emotions, if you can name it, then you can tame it. Psychologists have seen that there's no bad emotion. So people tag some emotions as bad and some emotions as good. Let me bust your bubble. There's no bad emotion and there's no good emotion. It is how we are able to implement it and how we're able to use it. Even Jesus was angry. Was he bad for him to be angry? Oh no. But that situation made that was the emotion that was good for that situation. So we have this emotional will. You could I don't have the image right now, but you can study far on emotional will. On the emotional will, you'll be able to name what you are feeling. That is why in the inner circle we are taught to journal. Why it's easy for me to journal right now was because when I was a teenager, I kept a diary for 3 years straight. I didn't miss any day. Some days ago, my brother was laughing at me. Why was he laughing? He said that he knows where I kept my diary, that they read it and they laugh. And I was like, oh well, it was good while it lasted. It's something to laugh about. But it helped me to track my emotions, how that day went. If you cannot track it, you cannot evaluate it. And it's not only your emotions. You track your finances, you track your growth. Tracking is key. Now, boundaries. People will cross boundaries with you if you have not set boundaries. And remember, it's not just setting boundaries, but communicating it is also matters. So fine, you are uptight, you have boundaries. Just like a girl, you tell your daughter, your teenage daughter, or your daughter, and you tell her, don't let any boy touch you. If you touch you, you are pregnant. And I had this classmate who was we went to a secondary school that is for girls, FGGC Buari. And I had this other girl who went to FGGC Akure because we met in uni. And the lady said when her mother told her, if any boy should touch you, you get pregnant. Omo, when we get to class, the lady will just be doing like Robocop. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Because she lacked understanding. Then we also have a situation whereby ladies, you will say, stop it now. The boy is touching you. Good, Joe. I don't like it. What stops you from standing up and moving out of there? You are not a tree. Stand up and walk away. You need to point out and to state your boundaries. It's very important. Another one is values. You know, uh, when they will tell you that in this family, we don't do this. In this family, we don't do that. Hell no. Did you spell it out? It needs to be spelled out per time. I have a whiteboard where systems are stated by God's grace. Parenting with vision. Parenting with vision. We need to parent with vision and courage. Things would happen. Our children are looking at us. So how can we break this down? Earlier on, Madam Amaka was talking about challenges. One thing I've noticed is that it is very difficult for them to concentrate. They have shorter, they have what we call shorter lifespan, attention span. They have shorter attention span. We need to help them to engage in things longer, build stamina, build resilience. And it's not stories like, oh, I came first, so what? It's good to come first, but I don't give my children those stories of coming first. You need to equip them with skills. Like in the academy, we are taught that a child without skills becomes a child who will be a burden to people around them. So, what are we leaving? Now, let me go back to parenting advantage. We need to be an advantage for our children. Number one would be our experiences, our examples, exposure. It matters in life. And you need to be in a place of learning. You cannot go far without reading. No. You can't go far without reading. Okay, my children know me for, okay, we have alternatives to screen. Yeah. So right now we devised one of our media plan was that we would not use they will not use their tablets while school during the week. They would only use it during the weekend. So from now until Friday, they would be using alternatives. Then I noticed that they've been playing with Connect 4. I have Connect 4. I have Puzzle. I have books, offline alternatives. We need that. There are courses you need to go for. Don't just dwell on free, 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 free. Pay for courses. Pay for courses so that you can pay attention. And not just paying for courses, also implement. Madam Amaka, how did you feel during our healing from childhood course? I want to share how I prepare for courses. Now we have courses in the inner circle, or the ones that are open for non-yarders and yarders. When I want to go for a course, I will not just say, okay, the course is starting on Monday, I will carry paper and biro and start writing. I will prepare myself, prepare my mind. Continuous learning is very critical in this age and time. It was just last week I discovered that we have different learning styles. The first learning style is auditory. Second learning style is not in a particular order. We have auditory, we have visual, we have kinesthetic. A new one that they've discovered is read and write. Read and write. And I discovered I fall into read and write. You need to understand the child's learning style. We need to be able to another one I want to dwell on is adaptability skills. What skills are we giving our children? In the inner circle, I learned, we have adaptability skill, we have the EQ, emotional skills, we have the SQ, social skills, SSQ, that is spiritual quotients. We also have the FQ, financial quotients, and we have IQ. One who has who has IQ and lacks EQ has failed. So what I'm teaching my children with the tools I have gotten is how to regulate their emotions. Regulate your emotions. Now, like I said earlier, if you can name the emotion, then you can tame the emotion. There is no bad emotion. It's just how we use it and when we use it. We need to be able to study how EQ emotional intelligence, regulating our emotions, you know, understand the temperaments, understand communication skills. It's very important you know when to speak. I was telling my children about the HALT. What is HALT? You don't speak to someone when the person is hungry. You don't speak to someone when the person is angry. You don't speak to someone when the person is lonely. And you don't speak to someone when the person is tired. You need to understand. That is why when you are communicating, most times you need to ask the third party. Communication is only effective when both parties have understood each other. And so when the next party is not physically and how will I put it, is not present, you can't have that conversation. So you see some women back in the days that they would say the child has offended. Then you will now wait, everybody is sleeping, and you now go and tap the child. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Sometimes you even beat the child, wake the child up with bets. Oh yeah, I want to talk to you. This is important. Sometimes you wake the child up with beating. I need to discuss with you. It is very important. We need to know how we converse. We need to know, and even the tone, honor. We need to honor our children. Parenting in this 21st century, prayer is important. Now, what is prayer? Prayer is communicating with God the Father through His Son, empowered with the Holy Spirit. I come again. Prayer is communicating with God the Father through His Son, empowered with the Holy Spirit. What are we communicating to our children? How are we communicating with them? This is very important. Remember, the topic is parenting in the 21st century. How we parent. Parenting starts with you. You need to retrain yourself. Have you gotten to a place of learning? Have you gotten to a place of have you gotten to a place of accountability? You know, what do your children know you for? If they say that I saw your mother fighting outside, the child is supposed to say, no, that is not my mother. Maybe someone who looks like my mother, because I know what my mother can do. You know, we need to build our children with skills, adaptability skills. That's building resilience. In the inner circle, I've learned that failure is not the end of the world. Somebody in one of our yard was telling us that her child, no, I think it was her niece failed one subject and they asked the child to repeat, and there was very helpful tips. But another thing you ask yourself is that, okay, the child has failed, is that the end of the world? No, that is not the end of the world. You need to equip this child with the right mindset. What mindset are you passing on to your children? Now we've spoken about social quotients. No man is supposed to be an island. No one supposed to be in this world without relating with the next neighbor. There is a miracle in the Bible that always makes me wow, feel like wow. And this miracle is about the woman the widow whose husband was a prophet. And she came to meet one of the prophets. I think it's Elijah or Elisha. She came to meet him and he said, go to your neighbors and get vessels. Imagine if that woman had a bad relationship with her neighbors. Would she be able to get vessels? You know? And so we need to help our children to accommodate people, to communicate their boundaries. You are not a tree, you can move. Then spiritual quotient. Let us start early. First Samuel chapter 3 verse 10. That was when Samuel had an encounter with God. He was in the temple. He was learning. he was dedicated to God, but he did not have that connection yet. We need to introduce our children to God early. It's important. I used to tell my children that we need to develop a WALK first before we have a WORK with God. So we need to walk with God before we walk for God. I come again. We need to have a walk with God before we walk with God. I think it is Genesis chapter 17, verse 1, where God says, "Go before me and be thou perfect." So we need to have that relationship with God. I want to believe that this word is for someone. Salvation. There are three things I say about salvation. Salvation cannot be transferred. Salvation cannot be assumed. Salvation cannot be inherited. Three things. I come again. Salvation cannot be transferred. Salvation cannot be inherited. Salvation cannot be assumed. The ABC of salvation: A, accept; B, believe; and C, confess. With your mouth you make confession and accept Jesus. So going back to parenting in this session is very, very important. We cannot live, oh fine, we are in this world, but we are not of this world. We need to equip our children with the right tools, because he who knows why is greater than he who knows how. Agendas are being pushed. And so if you don't answer your children with this, if you don't answer your children with the questions, you don't give them answers, they will fall prey. And that's when you find children that are easily bullied, children that are not assertive, children that cannot stand for what they believe in. you know I don't know if there's any questions, Madam Amaka. How are we doing with time?
Yeah, you are on. Okay, so just in case you have questions,
Hello,
please
Madam
drop
Amaka.
it in
How
the
are we doing with
comments.
time?
Drop it in the comments so
All right,
we can
let's
just
continue.
highlight it. All
So
right,
let's
drop it
let's
in the
talk a bit
comments.
about self-awareness. With self-awareness, you need to understand your worth. You need to know who you are. You need to know whose you are. I come again. With self-awareness, you need to know who you are. You need to know whose you are. Remember, we are parenting in the 21st century. We need to parent from a place of faith. We need to parent from a place of knowledge, so that we don't parent in fear. Amen. So that we don't parent in fear. When you parent in fear, you lack depth. When you parent in fear, there's so much commotion. When you parent in fear, there's so much turmoil, turbulence. But when we have confidence, our anchor is in God, then we can build a strong foundation. And once you have a strong foundation, the building would be erect and there will be no storm to bring it down. Amen. So we are looking at self-awareness. How aware are you? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? It's good. What gifts, what qualities do you have? What are you called for? Now we have a generation, because I am very careful. I was having a conversation with my colleague and I asked him, what is the meaning of your name? What are the prophecies behind your name? Some of us parents, where were we when we chose the names for our children? Just like how, do you know Benjamin was not the name his mother gave him? His mother called him Benoni, son of sadness, and his father changed it to Benjamin. Some of us will need to change our names. We need to have a visit. That is why it is important you journal. When you journal, you can reflect. You can reflect. you know. Indoctrination takes time, but it is worth it. It takes time, but it is worth it. I kid you not, most of the decisions you are making today is because of what you have experienced in time past. We need to be an advantage to our children. They are seeing us, they are watching our steps, they are watching our moves. When what news do they hear you share at home? Is it news of, hey, dollar has gone up again? Hey, my chest. Oh, this government policy. Complain, complain, complain. Why don't you change that moment to a praise moment? Why don't you change that moment to a thanksgiving session? Do you have a gratitude journal? Do you keep gratitude? Are you grateful to God? Do your children know that you have time to worship God? That is very important. FQ, financial intelligence. Now, from the same place I and Madam Amaka-Virtue we drink from, we are trained to teach our children, first and foremost, to train ourselves. Parenting starts with us. Rewiring. We need to rewire our methods. We need to go back and watch what we are doing. In the inner circle, we are taught systems, strategies, schedules, and skills, just to name a few. I come again. We are given skills we are given skills, schedules, strategies, and systems. What system are you building in your home? What routines are you building in your home? Children thrive in predictability. Children thrive in predictability. I want to say thank you, madam Madam Amaka-Virtue, for this opportunity to speak to the female ministers, and I don't take it for granted. We are talking about parenting. When we talk about parenting, it is important we know how, the popular verse, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. What are you training your children with? How are you training your children? So we are asking for questions. Drop your questions in the comment section so that we can attend to them. We need to be an advantage to our children. Continuous learning is key. I know you would say you are busy, you can't do this. Last year, I started reading a book a week. Yeah, I was able to conquer it. It's like building capacity. I was looking at how many books I've read this year. From January till date, I think I've read more than 150 books. And they have volume, volume. And I have notes. I have notes. You can create a system that works for you. And your children are looking at these habits. My children know that I journal, and they were asking me, Mommy, when can we get a journal? I got them a journal. Have a plan. It's important we have a plan. There was one of the connection tools that says that we should take our children for window shopping. And I'm like, where should I take my children to? I took my children to, because I live in Lagos here, I took my children to ShopRite, the big shop. And before we went there, I always have a plan. So we went there that, okay, the plan for this outing was window shopping. I'm not buying anything. But because we always love to have a memorable Boxing Day, so I get them gifts. I wrap it and put under the Christmas tree. Then on Boxing Day, when we were small, we used to think that Boxing Day was fighting. But in my own house, for like how many years now? I think like 6 years now, 5, 6 years. Our Boxing Day has been very eventful, a lot of tearing of wrapping paper and all that. So I told my children, I need to I want to know your wish list. So let's go to ShopRite and you point it out and we'll do that. So I took them to ShopRite and we went to the toy session. Mommy, I think I like this. I took the picture. Mommy, I think I like that. So to differentiate, because I have identical twins, and they have an elder brother. So you point at what you think you like, and I've gotten them down so that Christmas Day, Boxing Day, it will be. And they didn't throw tantrums like. Why did they not throw tantrums? It's normal for a child to go into the store and start crying, I want this, I want this, I want this. But what happened is that it's a training and it is a process. The first time my children will say, Mommy, can we have ice cream? Mommy, can we have pizza? Can you buy? I don't just buy things for buying sake. We plan. And the last time you had ice cream, did you ask me for ice cream before you got the ice cream? The answer is no. So when it is time to get ice cream, you will get it. If it is time for drink, you will get it. Because I also plan. Mommy plans. So they already understand that flow. So back again to IQ. It's important. Readers are leaders. To lead differently, you need to read differently. So I want to pause here to find out if we have questions. Thank you very much. Madam Amaka, are you still there?
Oh, sorry. I thought I didn't know I was still muted.
Hello, Madam Amaka, are you there?
Amazing. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, please? Please confirm that you can hear me. I can hear you. All right. So we are yet to have questions, but I'll just keep strolling. We are here to have questions, and that's been oh
Hey, my people are here. I
amazing,
want to appreciate them for
amazing,
joining us tonight.
amazing.
Madam
Yeah.
Peace, thank you so much for joining. Madam Elizabeth, thank you for joining. And let's go on. Madam Juliana, thank you so much for joining. Ever Ready Beauty, thank you for joining. Thank you so, so much. Madam Ungazi, thank you for joining. And let me continue. Madam Ungazi, thank you so much for joining. I don't take it for granted. Madam Queen, thank you for joining. Um, Amanil Apparel, thank you so much for joining.
All right. So if you have questions, kindly put it in the comments. Okay. So that
All
our
right.
guests can quickly take questions, and let's
Yes,
just run through.
so
Let's just
Madam
run through.
Juliana, we
Yeah.
are
Can
we
you
are
hear me,
from
please?
the
Can you hear me?
CIP, and we have an
Can you hear me?
accountability group. So she's my
Can you hear me, please?
accountability sister. You know, one thing about parenting, you can't do it alone. No man is born to have it all. So we need to move. It's a force. We need to move. We need to, it's where you can, where you can have, oh, help me with this, how did you do this, how did you do that, so you are not shaking, you don't have doubts in your heart. So Madam Juliana, thank you so much, thank you for joining me tonight. I don't take it for granted. So Madam Amaka-Virtue, are you
Can
there?
you hear me?
Do we
Can
have
you
any
hear me?
questions?
Can you hear me,
I'm
please?
happy to take your questions, please.
I'm not sure she can hear me. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, ma'am?
What stories are we telling our children? That is
Oh,
important. What stories are we telling our children? The stories you are telling your children go a long way to motivate them. It goes a long way to inspire them. It goes a long way to help them to make decisions. You know, there was a lady in my university, you know, her father and her mother, I think her father is her mother's first love. And this lady ran with that vision. She fantasized about it, and she met someone in school, in our university.
Okay,
And
Mopelola,
in
I
her
want to be
mind
sure if you
they were
can
in
hear
love,
me. Can you hear me
and
at
in her
all?
head they were going to
Can
get
you hear
married.
me?
But on Bobo's agenda,
Can you hear me?
it wasn't even close to even
Can
settling
you
down.
hear me?
So
Nobody
what
can hear me.
stories are we telling them?
What's going on?
How are we encouraging them? Voices are
Hi,
vehicles.
can you hear
What
me?
vehicles? And
My voice is
do you
showing
have
on.
meetings with your children?
Can you hear me, please?
What connections are you having with them? To
Can you hear
connect
me?
with any child, to connect with any
I'm not
child,
sure
to
she can
correct
hear
any
me.
child, we need to first of all
Right,
must
she can hear me.
correct them.
Okay,
You know,
I'm not sure you can hear me. Okay, can you
hold on.
hear me now? Can you hear me, please? Okay, I'm not sure my guest can hear me, and I'm trying to figure out why she can't hear me. Okay. All right. So it's been an amazing session. Please just confirm,
What
audience, confirm to me that you
conversations
can hear
are we
me.
having with
Can
our
our audience
children?
confirm
It
to
is
me
very
that they
important.
can hear
Currently in
me?
the inner circle, we are tackling sibling rivalry.
Can someone in the comment section please
Sibling
confirm that you
rivalry.
can
And
hear me? I'm not sure my guest can hear
it's
me
it's
anymore.
one thing to have, people's there was a joke that people were throwing. If you have one child, you are safe. If you have children, two children, you are a lawyer. Then if you have three, you are a SAN. So it is very important we document. Do you teach your children to write? Do you create memories? What memories are you creating with your children? I saw my first son, he's going to be 10. I saw his creative writing, and I was really, really impressed with what I saw. I'm seeing growth, I'm seeing progress. So you will also, you need to fullness, Madam, Madam Amaka, are you there?
I am here. I don't know. Can you still see me? Can you still hear me?
Hello, Madam.
Can you still see me? I'm not sure
I don't
our
know if it's
guest
a
can
woman,
hear
but I want to
me.
say hello,
So
Amanel.
maybe you can you leave and join
Okay,
again,
okay.
Ma?
I'm
I'm
just
not sure
waiting
you
for
can hear me.
Madam
I can hear
Amaka-Virtue,
you.
just in
I don't
case
know if she
she's
can
not,
see me, if she can hear
she has
me.
something to add to this
Please,
call.
can somebody in the audience help me type in the comment that I am here, I am talking, but she can't hear me? She should leave and join again. Please help me tell Madam Mokwelola to leave. Please type it in the comments if you can hear me, my audience, because I know you can hear me very clearly, okay? Help me type in the comments that she can leave and join again so that her network will be okay, so she can hear me and see me. I'm not sure she can see me. I'm not sure she can hear me. All right, thank you. Fantastic. All right, so it's been so much to pack tonight. If you have any parents that didn't join this session, please do well to share this link with them. They need to hear this. Did you hear how she was just unpacking them, dishing them out? These are things that will land in our parenting academy. And trust me, that academy is not free.
I can't hear
All right.
you. I
So
can't
yeah,
see.
please just leave and join again, sis. All right. Just leave and join again. All right. Ma, kindly leave and join again. All right. So that your network can be clear from your end. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic audience. I celebrate you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Fantastic audience. So, Madam Mokwe, kindly leave and join again so that you can be part of this session. By the time you leave and join again, I'll definitely see you and I'll be able to guide you. Oh, thank you. This audience, you are fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. All right. So, she talked about regulating your emotions. She talked about emotional intelligence, self awareness, self identity. And practically, she talked about knowing your why. When you know your why, you are greater than who knows how. Okay. And like I said, these are like tips from our Parenting Academy, which is something we pay for annually. And so, if you want to join the Parenting Academy, of course, you can go ahead and join our parenting academy. It's called the Inner Circle, the Intentional Parent Academy. You can just check up Coach Wendy Ologe on Facebook and please join the see there's a lot. These are just like tips compared to what we learn in our parenting academy, something that you will always be thankful for. Trust me, by the first day the induction program, you will understand that your money is nothing compared to what you want to learn from the academy. And every day we get tools, we get connection tools, we get promptings on what to do. And you can hear her, all right, that you can understand that this person is not just talking from, she practice what she preaches. And you can hear when she says she has read over 150 books in. I was like, oh God, Amaka, I love this challenge. Positive challenge that is amazing. Sorry about your network. Like your network is kicking you out and bringing you in. Sorry. So you can see that she practices what she preaches. And so we are not just here to bring people that will just say, just do this, and they'll be leading you, but they are backward. No, 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 no. So when you see her talking about communicating with your children is like one of the power tool and modeling. Once you can communicate properly, trust me. All those tantrums. Can I tell you something? I saw, was it 2 days ago? I saw a child of about 2, 3 years old throwing tantrum on the road. I think she wanted her mom to buy her ice cream, or him, a boy, yeah, to buy him ice cream. And this boy was throwing, if you see how aggressive he was, a child of 2 or 3. Ah, I was, when you know something and somebody is doing otherwise, and you're like, what's this? What's this? I wanted to go and meet the mother and say, don't buy him that ice cream. And lo and behold, she had already given him the ice cream by the time I turned my face. I was like, what is this? And after buying the ice cream, the child was refusing to move. The child was just doing, I'm not going, like dragging her backward and saying he's not going. I said, eh? What is this? I was saying something last week Thursday. I was trying to make us understand that how can you say you can't control your child as young as they are? I mean, God gave you that child to parent. God gave you the opportunity to be a co-creator with him. And God gave you the responsibility, gave us the responsibility to ensure that we guide these children. So you have the tools. You have the tools, but we lack to use those tools. Parenting is another university on its own, oh, and this kind of university, you don't graduate. You keep learning, unlearning, relearning, readjusting. You saw when she was talking about the rewire your method. You just have to. It's just like a building where they have wired everywhere and everything. All of a sudden, there's a spark. All of a sudden, there's a shock somewhere. And you just go ahead and rewire. It means there's something wrong with the connection. So if you use a tool today, it doesn't work. Use another one tomorrow, or use the tool rightly. Use the tools rightly. See, we don't just raise children who can survive this world. We raise children who can transform this world. If your child is not on the transformation ladder, forget it. Yo, let them just survive. You just wake up, eat, play, waste time, whatever, and move. Hey, hey, how can this world be a better place when you and I are not ready to put in the work? We're not ready to. Sometimes when I see children that are on the streets, and when you call them the street boys, the street girls, one of the days my husband and I were going out, we just saw very early in the morning, we just saw lineup of young guys, young ladies, then older men and all of that. They were smoking, chilling with, goofing and everything, early morning. And they had all this sort of drinks and whatever, sachet drinks and all of that happening with them, and I was just wondering, where are these one's parents? What environment were they raised? What Trust me, sometimes people say it's because of the environment. I have seen people raise children in the worst of environments, and those children are productive. And so if you want to give excuse, oh, I mean, Ajekole, AJCT children, they are very stubborn, they are very nasty, they. Can't you make a beautiful nation out of that space that people will look at your children, look at your home and say, no, that family is different. They don't act like AJ children. I don't told you AJ children are wayward. Who said so?
Mm.
You create an environment for yourself and your home in that environment. You recreate it, rewire it. I love it when she said people will cross your boundaries when you don't set one. And that's just true. If you don't set one, they'll cross you. This you heard when she was saying when she went to the mall, it is window shopping. It is defined. And see, these things we are talking about, they are not magical. They are achievable. But trust me, if you don't have systems, if you don't have the skill, if you don't have if you don't schedule the things that you're supposed to do with your children, we will all be missing it. We will be missing it. You think it's magic, go and try it, maybe it work. But when you are in a system that makes you accountable, yeah, it's system because sometimes people want to, when she was saying pay for courses, pay for this, why do we find it, female ministers especially, why do people find it difficult to pay for courses? And people are like frontliners in talking to people. You are a frontliner in talking to people. You have not gone for training in communication. I mean, who will listen to you and why should they listen to you? And when people are telling me that I don't like my pastor's wife, I don't like my this one, I don't like my leader, I don't like my this one, it's because they lack good communication skills. From most of the conversations I've had with people that are saying, I don't like my leader in church, I don't like my pastor in this one, I don't like my this one in that one, I don't like my leader at work, I don't like my this one, I don't like how our madam talks to us anyhow. It's lack of communication. If you are the frontliner of talking, addressing to people, you should pay for a course on communication and learn, understand how to communicate properly. Communication does not open your mouth and speak English. That's not what it's all about. And sometimes the way we communicate with our children can actually make the person miss that connection with your child. And in our parenting academy, our coach will always say, if you don't connect, you can't correct. You can't correct. If you have not learned anything in this session, please go back. Maybe you did not start with us. Go back to when she started the session, or when she started speaking, or when we started the session. Go back to it. Listen again. My note is full. You are hearing from someone that practice what she's speaking about. It's not come and open your mouth and talk. We don't come here to just talk. We come from a source before we come here. And the source practically is God. And the source practically again are mentors and coaches. If you don't have one, my dear, get one for yourself. If you don't have one, get one for yourself. Be led by somebody. Don't feel like you're an island. Somebody is talking to you. She has read 150 book. How many book have you read? Amaka, how many book have you read this year? Though I've not counted mine, but today I know I read from two books. I read two chapters from different books today, two books today. But then we are not here to come and make you feel like you're doing nothing, but we are here to encourage you that you can do more. Whatever stage you are with your children, trust me, you can do. At least I'm telling you, you can actually, you can. All right. So whatever level, whether foundational, linting level, whatever level you are, because I was telling somebody today, whatever level you are actually, you can actually do the work. Just that all of us are doing the work literally from different spaces, and all right. So get yourself into a parenting academy. I told us last week that you cannot, how can you say you want to be an accountant? You study accountancy in university, right? Now, when you want to parent, which is a major part of your life, as long as you're a parent, it is a major part of your journey. Parenting can actually, excuse me, parenting can actually determine sometimes our outcome. Because when we are under pressure, when we are depressed in our parenting journey, it affects us. All right. So this is a major course or major journey of your life. And you are not in an academy that will guide you, that will lift you, that will encourage you, that will show you how to do it. And I want to celebrate you, especially, Mokwelola. Thank you so much, Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Within this short time, we have been able to unpacking a whole lot that trust me, I'm learning afresh. I'm someone that opens myself to learn. I don't come, I think I know this thing she's saying. I don't come with that mentality. Because every one of us, we have this way of channeling our knowledge. And the way you were just going about it is just so lifting. It's just a fresh knowledge, and is a fresh challenge for me again because I need to look at myself and ask myself, all my books in my shelf, how are you? What have you been doing here? Come out, let's read you. Somebody's reading how many books in a week? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I've
Hmm.
repented. No, she's someone that journals. Ah, yeah. No, 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 this woman can journal. Hey, Jesus. My own journaling, I used to miss it. And I'll be going and say, let me just summarize. But this woman, I can attest to her consistency and her doggedness in doing things. I want to celebrate you, especially. We are so privileged to have you here on Female Ministers Even community. Thank you so much. We celebrate you and we just pray that God keeps your home, God guides your home, God preserve your home. The Lord continue to give you wisdom, continue to give you understanding, and continue to guide your heart in all you do. And our love
Thank,
to Daddy and
thank
the boys. So I have three girls. You
yes.
have three boys.
Our children will
What did you say?
our
I didn't hear
children will
that.
not marry a fulefu. A
No,
can never go.
no, 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 no. There is no space for that. God, we cannot raise them intentionally and they will
Yeah.
miss their way. Never. Their steps are guided and ordered by God. Their
Did I tell
steps
you
are
that I'm
guided
sharing
and ordered by God.
my,
So thank you
um,
so much.
my intentional parenting journey tomorrow? Uh,
Wow. Of course
tomorrow.
now. Of course
8
now. You know now. I
a.m. All
won't miss that
right.
section. I
All
won't
right.
miss it at
All right.
all. All the best as you share in your story. Please, our audience, please, let's say a warm thank you once again to her as she takes her leave. We are saying thank you. We celebrate you. Thank you so much for forward to having more of you. All right, for other conversation as well. And we just pray that you don't say no to us and you have time. Thank you so much. I can go on and on and keep saying thank you till tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'll see you right after this moment. Thank you. Do have a beautiful
You
evening.
too.
God bless you. So, what a moment. What a moment. What a moment. Trust me, there's been a whole lot to unpack from this session. And I myself, I have just learned afresh. Now, see, parenting without intention is like traveling without a destination. And the truth is that you arrive, oh, but you arrive at the wrong place. That's just it. You arrive, but you arrive at the wrong destination because you cannot be traveling and don't have a destination. You should have a focus. You should have a destination. You should have what you want to do with your parenting journey. So, what are the things that you have learned from this session that you would begin to implement? Is it about regulating your emotions? Is it about self-awareness? Is it about adaptability? Is it about proper communication with your children? Is it about knowing your child's identity? Is it about learning how to keep boundaries? Is it about having your values well stated out? Is it about parenting with vision and courage? What exactly have you learned from this session that you know that you're going to use? All right, because we asked us to drop questions in the comment. None of us asked questions. So I believe this session was well rounded and you understood it very well. And so we are good to go, right? So at every point in your parenting journey, just understand that your children are arrows. And where you point them determine where they land. Your children are arrows. Where you point them determines where they, so where you point them in your parenting journey, in your parenting, the way you guide them in all you do with them, it will determine where they land. So let's begin to do this work. Let's do this work. Do it and trust that you will get results. And some persons do this work and say, no results. It's not spontaneous, it is continuous. Parenting is not parenting, to get results in parenting is not spontaneous. It is what? Continuous. So you keep doing, there's power in consistency. What you keep doing, what you keep putting in and all of that, you will see results over time. And so please do not forget that we are to follow our guests on Facebook and on Instagram, Mopelola Ogidi Olu. Please do her a warm thank you on behalf of female ministers. If just let her know how her session blessed you. Please do well to follow her and say thank you on behalf of female ministers, even if indeed you have enjoyed our session, because I know that we have. So please do well to follow her. And please do not forget that the Surge Conference is coming up live in Lagos. This is a physical conference. I'm so looking forward to this. The Surge Conference by Female Ministers even is happening live in Lagos. The venue, all the details, everything you need is going to be unfolding this weekend. So please look out for all the details live on Facebook and also YouTube, Instagram, all our social media platform. We will be pushing the information. And if in any way female blessed you, has inspired you, has impacted you, we need you to share your story with us. We need you to, okay, write us, do a video if you can, and tell us how, female ministers even has been a blessing to you. I'm looking forward to this conference. I'm so looking forward to it. So every day my ears are open. I'm hearing fresh things for the conference. Our speakers are ready, the panelists are ready, everyone is getting ready, the volunteers are ready. We have over 20 something volunteers, and we still need more because the hall space we want to use is quite big. It could take, close to 500 guests. All right, so you have the space, and we are going to be having a free medical check on that day. So every woman, you are not just coming to the conference, both physically, your soul, your body, your spirit will be attended to. So we need you right there at the conference. So if you are going to be part of us at the Surge Conference, please let us know in the comments. So the link to register will be dropped this weekend as well. It's free, all right? It's free, but you need to register because there are some materials that will not be accessible to those that do not, strictly those that register. And that's why you need to register so we can plan, okay, you as well for that conference. So we're looking forward to seeing you at the conference. Ensure that you make your way live in Lagos, Nigeria. You're going to love the venue. You're going to love everything about it. The speaker, everybody, you're going to love it. And me, I want to personally see you there on that day. So, Mope Lola, I'm also looking forward to seeing you. Shock our audience. Let them see you live and direct on that day. Yes, sir. Alrighty, so this is where we are going to say good night to every one of us. And remember, this was just all about parenting in the 21st century, and there was so much to unpack, and that's why we need to get to catch a replay of this session and be part of what we have learned today. I want to see us implementing and talk about it and say, yes, I did this, I packed this, and I used this tool, and it's working for me in my parenting journey. So if you have been blessed by our Thursday Life, you cannot afford to miss the in-person conference coming up on the 18th of October. All right, physical conference live in Lagos. And again, if this Thursday life has always been a blessing, so stay again with us and see us next week Thursday at 8 p.m. where we'll be sharing on another wonderful topic around parenting too. But bringing someone that is an educationist so that she'll just share from our own perspective, will help us also in our children's academy. So we'll see you next week Thursday. Thank you once again for being here. Do have a good night
Bye.
rest.